How's it going, everybody? It has actually turned out to be a beautiful day. It was actually yesterday was kind of got blistery snow flurries around, then it would quit and start snowing again, quit, start snowing again. Sun's actually out today, so it turned out to be a pretty nice day. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen already, but we got a new piece of equipment, and I put up a short already. As you can see, 4055 is hooked to a new John Deere C450 discbine. And for those who saw the short, I know some people thought we got a new tractor to go along with it. No, we didn't get a new tractor. We bought this from O'Hara Machinery in Auburn, New York is where we got it. They brought it down yesterday. It was already pretty dusty now. I gotta take the pressure washer to it. But they brought it down with a John Deere 7290R. So that's what I asked the guy how long it took, because it took us just over an hour to get there in my truck. So I asked him how long did it take him to get down. He said 3 hours. So I took a quick little video for my social media stories, and then turned it into a short for YouTube. And a lot of people thought I got a tractor. First off, a 7290R was way too big for this tractor, and second off, I wouldn't get an R series tractor. And well, first off, I can't afford an R series tractor. That's number one. Number two, even if I could afford an R series tractor, I would rather get, personally, I would rather get a 7810 and a 7410 for the price of an R series tractor. That's just me personally, but you know, to each their own. But anyway, I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, why did you get another? You just got a pull type mower. Why did you get a mower? Waste of money, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, hey, if people feel that way, they feel that way. I know how some people like to spend their money, or spend other people's money for them, but or tell them how to spend their money. But anyway, quick little short for people who are new to the channel, quick little short history, and we'll do a roundabout way of how we got to this mower. So when I first started YouTube, we had a self-propelled discbine, New Holland HW340, and that's what we mowed with. It was a good mower. It was very comfortable to operate. I do miss, you know, I don't mind the pull type mowers, but I do miss the self-propelled when you could sit there and face forward. And at the time, this was our biggest tractor. We have this turned up. This isn't factory. This is running around 130 PTO horsepower. When I say the horsepower, I always say the PTO. I know a lot of people say the engine because it's a bigger number. I say the PTO, usable PTO horsepower, is how I kind of say the tractors here. So this has been turned up to 130 PTO horsepower. We didn't have the 45. We didn't have the 42. This was the big one. Then the 40/40 and the 29. So it kind of made sense to get a self-propelled, because, you know, we just didn't really have that many tractors. So we got the self-propelled mower, and it was starting to get tired. The tractor part of it ran great, but the head was really tired, really worn down, and it got to the point where it needed to be replaced. The hydraulic motors and everything needed to be, it needed a place where you just needed a whole new head. So actually it stopped working for us one year. I can't remember, all these years start to go together. It stopped working for us, and we went down to neighbors. Chuck and Andy has a nice robotic milking facility down here, not too far away, and they have two John Deere 948 or 946 pull type discbines. So we borrowed one of them, finished up the year. And my dad really liked because he did the majority of the mowing. He really liked the cutter bar on it. He really liked how it just, he really liked the John Deere machine. So he said, we need to look at a John Deere machine. I found a self-propelled 4995 from White's Farm Supply. I can't remember. I think it was out near Albany. So we got a hold of the salesman for that. I called Casanova Equipment, which is now SN Partners, and had Ben quote me on a C400 because, you know, we used the 946 and that was the comparable to the 400. And, you know, hey, give us a quote for that. And he did, Kaz didn't want the, you know, we wanted to use the New Holland as a trade-in, and Kaz didn't want the New Holland, you know. White said they'd take it. They gave us a trade-in number for it, and they gave us a number to get the head totally rebuilt. So we had some options. Thought about the $49.95, but one of the things that stopped us was we had just gotten the Brilliant roller harrow. And so I kind of was like, you know, we just got that. That was brand new. That was a good chunk of change. Jumping into another self-propelled, even though it's used, that's going to be another good chunk of change. And I just don't want to spread us too thin, cash-wise. And so we started saying, let's get more serious about pull types. So we started going to auctions and looking for 946s. Looking at dealerships, looking at auctions and stuff. Went to an auction, it was a couple of years ago around this time. We went to an auction, and guy had a 946. He had some nice, he had a 4055 just like this. He had a 4450 two-wheel drive with a bucket loader on it. That would have been a nice tractor for, you know, loading round bales and stuff like that. That would have been, and that didn't go too, that wasn't too expensive for that tractor, so that was, coulda, woulda, shoulda. But anyway, we were there to look at the mower. Had a couple neighbors there, so we were talking to them. One of my buddy Brock was there, and my buddy Brock had a self-propelled. It was the, what was it, the R450 or the 450R, one or the other. You know, the one that was in between the W series and the 4995. He had an R450, and he offered that to us at first, and I just said, that's out of our price range. I'd like it, it's a beautiful machine, but it's out of our price range. And then of course he had that 956. Sometimes they'd run two mowers, sometimes he used it as a backup mower. He sold his R450 so he could go get he got a Krone Big M. So I was, he had his one son there, his youngest son Brandon, so I was busting on him, and I'm like, you should just sell me your mower, your pull type mower. What are you gonna do with that now? That's not matched up with the, because, you know, it was the same head on the 956 that it was on the self-propelled, so, you know, same head, you could make a, you know, make passes in the same field, and it wouldn't be, you know, too much different, or it wouldn't be any difference. So I said, you should just sell me that mower. You should just sell me that mower. And I was picking on his son, and Brock got a hold of me like a week later. He goes, hey, were you serious about that? And I said, well, you know, I was just picking on Brandon, but if, you know, if you seriously want to move it, we'd definitely be interested. So he goes, yeah, I'm thinking more and more I should get rid of it. So me and my dad went down, looked at it, we liked it. As you see, we bought it, and we ran it the past couple of years. Hey buddy, hi buddy. So at the end of last year, not much has changed. Only basically like the sticker and the numbers have changed on these. Otherwise they're like the same little things, like this shield is different. But so right in here, let me just go to the other side. It was on this side, but so at the end of last year we were doing some second cutting, and this part, like I said, I need to hose it down where they brought it down in the snow and everything. But this part right here, this metal started getting a little thin, and this ended up kind of curving in. So what I had to do was I took the tire off, I undid the tension on the springs, unbolted this, and got it all, well, no, I pulled it back and then welded up as best I could, because I'm not the best welder. I don't do enough of it to be good. I do enough to get it held. Welded it, put some steel there, and I welded it up, and we went back to Chuck and Andy's and borrowed their 946 to finish up second cutting. So we decided, you know, welded it up, it held, you know, I picked it up, drove it around a little bit, it held, and it's like, you know, it had a lot of acres on it. My buddy Brock wasn't the first owner of it. We had the serial number looked up, and it was sold to a farm in Portland originally. Pretty good sized farm. they run quite a few acres, and it was sold to a farm over in where was it? Oxford area, I think it went, and they did quite a few acres. And then I don't know if it went somewhere else before Brock, but I mean, Brock milks you know, close to 800 cows, so they cover quite a few acres themselves. So it had a lot of acres on it before it came to us. It was a you can see the plastic here on the 956 and 946 when it was metal. Right here it was the older models. When the later models, they went to this plastic. So ours had all the metal. It was an earlier model one. So like I said, it had a lot of acres on it. There's a few things we were gonna have to start replacing. Nothing major. That was the thing I was welding was the major part. We just decided, you know, it's got a lot of acres on it. Let's just update it, because I know we've had it for 2 years. Only 2 years, but let's update it. We have a new rake, we have a fairly new tedder, we have a new round baler, we have a new wrapper. Let's just update the hay, and just so all the hay equipment is no worries. I think the oldest thing for the hay equipment now is our tedder, which is like 5 years old maybe. So I mean, everything's been updated and everything will be working good. We don't have to worry about, because you know, between we use this all summer, between the alfalfa for haylage and all the hay for baleage, dry hay, whatever. We use this machine a lot, and the last thing we want to do is be, you know, halfway, a third through a field and it's broken, it goes down. It's great that we have neighbors I can call to give us a hand and loan us a piece of equipment to get through, but you don't always want to be that person that's called, it's broke again, can I get it, can I borrow it, can I borrow it, can I borrow it? So decided to go with this one, and I shopped around, got it to a couple different John Deere places. Found this one, like I said, at O'Hara in Auburn. I'm always on Tractor House. I'm on Tractor House all the time. I'll feed cows, and I'll come in the morning for a cup of coffee, a quick bowl of cereal before I go out and feed some more, and I'll you know, get on my computer while I'm eating cereal and drinking my coffee, and you know, reply to some YouTube comments, or I'll go on Tractor House and just look at equipment. Big equipment guy, that's what I love to do. And I saw this was actually a 2023, and I'm like, huh. So last September, my parents went away for a little bit, and I said, you know what, I got everything done, cows milked, cows fed, ran the bedding chopper, ran the barn cleaner, all that stuff, and I said, you know, I'm gonna run up to, I always wanted to go to O'Hara's and check their dealership out. I'm gonna run up to there and check out the dealership and check out this mower. So I went up, checked it out, looked good, went inside, and I talked to a salesman, and I said, you know, what's the story on this 2023? Was this like a demo model? And he said, no, it's never seen the field. He said, it's a 2023. And he said, by the time they sent it to us, and by the time we got it in November of 2023. So, yeah, never seen the field. You can see there's, you know, like I said, it's dirty from the drive down, but you know, there's no paint even wore off the cutter bar or anything. So, V-tine conditioners, just like the one we had. And yeah, so I said, that's interesting. I said, yeah, we'd definitely be interested in it. And he came down and looked at ours, gave us a number for it, and I thought it was a good number for it. And I told him, hey, we gotta pay off a couple things, and probably looking at first of the year. So we talked again first of the year, and went up the other day and made the deal. So it's pretty much just like the one we had. The big major difference is you need, here's your hydraulic line for raising and lowering. This is my color coordinated, so I knew what it was, but this is to swing left and right, and this is what our 956 did not have, a third set of remotes for your tilt. As you can see right here where your tilt is at. Our 956 had the turnbuckle up there, so if you didn't like the height or anything, I had to climb up there, because my dad's in his 70s. He wasn't going to climb up there, so I had to climb up there and, you know, turn it one way, raise it up or crank it down or whatever, and then you gotta, you know, drop it down and see and this and that. This is gonna be so easy, right from the cab, hit the hydraulic lever, tip it back, because we do have some fields that have a lot of rocks in them, and it'd be nice to tip this back a little bit. And I told him, I'm like, when you get into that one, tip it back, because he's usually the one that mows that. But other than that, it's pretty much the same machine. We will not be running it on the 4055. We're not going to run it on an R series tractor either. The 4555 is the horsepower, and that's turned up. It's not stock, it's turned up. It's going to be a little too much tractor for this power wise. It's going to be a nice heavy tractor, four-wheel drive tractor for some of the hills we go on, and it's the only tractor we have with see, this only has two remotes. The 45 is the only one with 3, so I guess that puts us in the market for another tractor. And I did say up there, I was talking to Matt, the salesman up there, I said, you know, a 7810 would look really nice on the front of this, and it's not going to happen this year. I don't like talking about things that, you know, are too far out, because then it just sounds like you're just talking and nothing's really going to happen. I know I've been talking about a 7810 for a while, but and that's another reason back in the day why I really pushed for a pull type mower, is because I knew we were going to be short of a tractor. So the 4055 would handle this fine. I think it would handle it all right, but like I said, it's just we need that third remote now. So 7810, I think a 7810 would be a good match with the 4555. Right now with our 4555, I have it on the, well, I have to put it on the chisel plow. So we have the chisel plow. We'll chisel plow with the 45, and then we got to swap it over to the disc, and then sometimes we got to swap back over to the chisel plow and hit some later ground, and then, you know, back and forth with the disc and everything. Now in the summertime, we take the 45 and put it on the mower, and then we have to drop the mower and hook onto the chop, you know, mow alfalfa, then drop this, unhook this, and go hook onto the chopper and then chop it. I know it's not a huge deal. You can do it. Not the end of the world. It would be nice to have a 7810 to put on the disc, you know, nice four-wheel drive with duals. Put that on the disc, leave the 45 on the chisel plow, and then in the summertime the duals come off, the 7810 goes on this, the 4555 goes on the chopper. And I know people would say, why would you put not the 7810 on the chopper? If I got a stock 7810, the 4555 would be more powerful. So that goes on the chopper, duals would come off, that would go on this, good match for this. And then in the fall, the 45 would be on the chopper, and I could put the 7810 on the grain cart, because also the 7810 has the 1 3/8 1000 PTO shaft. And what I mean by that is, right now this tractor, I know my shield's missing, I got to put the shield back on. Hello, Miss Aubrey, who now is on YouTube. So this is the 540 spline of the PTO shaft. That is the 1000 spline, the 1000 PTO shaft with the, that's the 1000, that's the 540. This is a 1 3/8 1000, where if you go to the 45, it's 1 3/4, so it's a big 1000 PTO. When you get to the larger frame tractors, out of the 55 series, the 45, the 47, the 49, they go to the bigger 1000 PTO. Once you go into like the 8000 series, you know, 8110, 8210, 8310, 8410, you know, whatever, they go with the large 1000 PTO. And usually when you have the large 1000 PTO, majority of the time, that's it. You just have the large 1000 PTO. You don't have the option to go back to 540. There's adapters you can put on them. So our grain cart is a small 1000 PTO. So when we run the 45 in the grain cart, I know people are like, well, why don't you just run the 4055 in the grain cart? I like it. When that grain cart's loaded, it's heavy. And when you're coming off, when you're coming off some of these hills, it is heavy. So a nice four-wheel drive heavy tractor is what you need. So 7810 would be perfect for the grain cart. I mean, there's plenty of use for it. So like I said, it's not going to be this year. it would be nice. I haven't won that lottery yet, and that's the messed up part. If I won the lottery, I wouldn't just say, oh, I'd just go live in luxury. I'd be buying farm equipment. So anyway, that's the new piece of equipment. Like I said before, I'm gonna go put it away out back. Before I do, I gotta hook onto the pressure washer and just hose it down. And like I said, it was spotless and beautiful the other day, and then yesterday brought it down. It just happened to snow, so I had a feeling it was gonna come like this. It was gonna hit some salty areas, but hey, it is what it is. So gonna hose this down, gonna put it out back, take the 4055 off it, and yeah, just I'm still getting manure out right now, and then start the chisel plow. I got the new, I call them points, I think the book calls them shovels. I got the new ones put on the chisel plow the other day, so the chisel plow is ready to go, all greased up, all set, ready to go, just ready. Just got to get more manure out there and stay ahead so I can start ripping up some ground. So be looking forward to that, because those videos are coming up. But anyway, I got to hose this down. I got to go get some manure out and then, you know, start feeding cows. So time's ticking. Time to quit gabbing and get back to work. But anyway, I can't wait to get this out in the field and get it tried out. Actually, one more thing. I said it's kind of the same thing. Andy Horgan gave us a whole bunch of parts. He did a video not too long ago talking about he was cleaning out his parts area. He gave us a bunch of big crate with disc parts, parts for the silo, well, for harvester silo, but they might run the same seal. I'm pointing up, it'd be down the door down below here, the rectangular door, but belts and stuff. And then he threw in a whole bunch of mower parts too. So I ended up calling our neighbor that we borrowed the 946 from, and I told him, I said, hey, we got a bunch of parts from Andy. So when in doubt, if you're down or anything, don't hesitate to give us a call. You know, if we can help them out, get from all the times they've helped us out loaning us the mower, if we can help them out, get them up and running, and not have to make a crazy trip up to the John Deere, and save them a trip to the John Deere dealership and get the field done. But anyway, big thanks to Andy for that. Looking forward to get this out. It'll be time to do some hay, because we're almost out of haylage there. We did that on purpose so we could get that. We got to get inside and look at the auger inside. It's got blades on it, and got to look and see if it's time to change the blades, service the unloader and everything. And then we got another new seed field right next to the one we did last year, so we're gonna load it right back up. But it'll be in no time that we'll be getting this out in the field, alfalfa field. We got the merger to come through behind it, and it's gonna be good times for sure. So anyway, thumbs up if you like this video. Drop me a question or comment below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have, thumbs up to you. I totally appreciate it. I will see you guys next time. Have a good one, everybody.